How you doing, folks? Here we are on the Copper Coins channel once again for another roll reveal. This one's a 1953D original bank wrapped roll from the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. And guess what, folks? This is reveal number 200. Now, I know it's not exactly the 200th one, but it is the one numbered 200. That kind of makes it special. How's everybody doing tonight? Looks like we've got Brandon Lewanag, Shantanu Singh, and Joe McBride. Yo Man is here also. Hey, how you doing, Yo Man? All right, so now that we're here, now it's time. I'm going to go ahead and start opening our roll. Pry open the end of the roll with my little plastic tool here. Hello, Sir Egg. And I've got that done. I flip it over to the other side. And there we go. Start prying it apart. And it should just come right open for me now. Roll the wrapper over the coins. And there we go. It was a brand new, fresh 1953D roll. And we are off. Get these moved down just a little bit further here. Okay, I've got room to flip my name over. And abracadabra. Hello, Penny Saver. Adam Chambers, Joe McBride, Yo Man. Got everybody here. Well, this one's for Wade. I don't think he's here right now. But he's getting coin number 1 out of the roll. Let's see what's on coin number 1. Always exciting to open up rolls. We're looking for anything doubled on this. Double die obverse, double die reverse. We're looking for mint mark doubling. Looking for anything of notable error reasonability. We're looking for anything really high grade. Looking for anything that we can find on here that makes these coins worth more than just a 53D Lincoln cent. Unfortunately, the obverse on the first one doesn't really show us much, so let's take a look at the reverse and see what's on there. Always get a chance of opening pretty much anything out of these rolls because these rolls have never been searched. These coins have not been viewed since 1953. And in 1953, they only viewed them long enough to shove them into a bag and then shove them into a wrapper. Hey, Jessica. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, too. Got Jessica's auction coming up at 6 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Right here on the Copper Coins channel. Don't forget it. And that's Wade's coin. First one in the roll turns out to be normal. Let's take a look at coin number 2 for Sir Egg. Sir Egg is definitely here. Well, hey, Wade, you just missed coin number 1 in the roll. It was normal. It was yours. So you pulled out the first coin in this roll. And this is the second coin out of the roll. Let's see what I got here. Okay. I was thinking maybe I had something, but I don't. Could have ourselves a doubled eyelid here. If it is, it's way off. See that thing right out there in front of the lower eyelid? I think that's another upper eyelid. Yeah, it does appear to stay out far enough. Well, hey, thank you, Jim. Congrats on reveal number 200. There we go. Jim Fletcher gives us a $5 super chat, and I appreciate that very much. I think we're looking at what could be a doubled eyelid, so I'm going to go ahead and earmark this one for further examination. I'll take a better look at it once I get the roll out and under a microscope where I can look under the scope instead of just my camera looking under the scope. Get this thing back in focus here. Come on, light. There we go. Play nice. Yeah, so you can see from here, you can see what looks to possibly be a doubled eyelid very far south. Hey, Techstar. All right, well, let's keep moving along. Take a good look at the coins in this roll, and then we'll come back and we'll see what we've got going on here. Let's see, rather late die state reverse. It doesn't look like we really have much of anything going on in the reverse on this coin either. But this one does appear to be a little bit of a doubled eyelid. Just want to hold it out just in case. Move on to coin number 3. Got Mike Birchman here on coin number 3. And do see what looks like could be a repunch mint mark. Let me zoom in on that real quick. Focused in the spot. There we go. Well, it's got a very fat, thick, extra bottom to it down there, and it looks like it could either be crushed or it could be a repunch mint mark. So I'll watch for this to come up again. It has a strong die scratch from the 1 to the bottom of the 9 and through the mint mark area. A bunch of southeast die scratches running through the mint mark area. So it'll be easy to remember this one when we get back to it again. Back out and take a look at the rest of the coin. See what we have here of any consequence to speak of. Don't have anything on the obverse here. Let's take a look at the reverse. See if the reverse brings us anything. Well, nothing that I see as special on the reverse of this one, but we are going to hold this out just in case. It's going to be coin number 3 for Mike Birchman. We're going to hang this one out just a little bit just to see if we run into more of these. See if it's actually a repunch mint mark. Now, number 4 is going to go to Adam Connor. Adam Connor's coin number 4 looks just like this. Looks like we have not an RPM. It is not a doubled eyelid. Not doubled anywhere else on the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. I did go to dinner this evening with my wife and her cousin. Had a good dinner. Went to one of those hibachi steak places where you watch them cook for you. It was interesting. It was fun. Had a good time. Appreciate you guys being patient with me and allowing me to reschedule the review for this evening. I've scheduled the one that was late night this evening and scheduled it for tomorrow so we could do it sometime tomorrow. I know it's football day, but I tried to schedule it around the football games. Here's another one of those coins from that same die that we found on coin number 3. We know that because of the southwest die scratches through the date and mint mark area, and the mint mark appears to be stretched out quite a bit on the bottom side. And I think I'm going to call the shot on this, and I do believe it is a repunch mint mark. So we will get this one examined further for listing in the system and see if we have a cross to anything else. But we are going to set this aside. And so this one's going to be officially die number 2 for the roll. We got die number 1 for the roll is what appears to be a later die state example of a doubled eyelid. And then we've got this one, which appears to be a repunch mint mark. Now this one is an earlier die state. It's pretty much a mid die state, flat out mid die state coin. Hello, Andrew Cooper. 1977. That's probably your birth year, I'm going to guess. which I remember 1977 pretty well. So that means you're quite a bit younger than me. 1977 was the year I really got involved in collecting baseball cards. Topps baseball cards, 1977, had a 660 card set. I think I collected about 10 or 12 of those sets, just buying baseball cards from the store. 15 cents a pack, you got 12 baseball cards in a package. The things you think of when you see a number, right? I see 1977, and that's about all that comes to mind. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and stick this in the stack with the RPM. That is coin number 3, so this will be die number 2 for the roll. And this is coin number 5, Yo Man. Now coin number 6, Adam Chambers. Let's see what we got here. And that works with pretty much any number. You give me a number and I can tell you what I remember about that number or about something with that number. It's not always a year. It's not always a date. Yeah, you think of Elvis's death in 77. That's correct. I was actually there when that happened. I mean, not at Graceland, but I was relatively close. I was in Memphis. It was August 16th, 1977. At about 3:30 in the afternoon, they discovered him. They got him in the hospital around 4 o'clock. He died at some point in there. And it was the week following, we ended up having a pretty large procession for his funeral. What about August 17th? He died on the 16th. We got a lot of freckles on this one. Not the best coin, I tell you. Yeah, Star Wars was released in May of 77. However, I didn't see it until close to August. It was sometime in July when it finally made it to the theaters in my area. Made it to a point where my father was actually willing to pay for the tickets to go wait in line and see the movie. We watched the movie, and I remember after we got out of the movie theater, we left the theater. We're walking back through the parking lot, and I found a T-shirt wadded up on the ground. It was a black T-shirt, had Darth Vader on it. It was one of the first release T-shirts when the movie came out. I wore that T-shirt for probably 3 or 4 years. If I only knew then what I knew now, I probably would have folded that T-shirt up and put it in a box. The 19th of August of 1977 was my mother's birthday. Didn't do a whole lot of celebrating then because she was still getting over Elvis dying. It was sometime early the next year, or no, it wasn't the next year. It was probably a month later that they set up the little memorial garden at the south end of Graceland. And we went there and we went and looked at the stone that they had for him and for his parents. I think later his Uncle Vernon got a stone in there. And nothing on the obverse on this one. It hadn't been very long, I think probably less than 6 months, that they had released the Moody Blues album. That was Elvis's album. It was made of blue vinyl. You could see through it. I thought that was just amazing. He had a record that you could see through. I really enjoyed that one. Wade Reynolds again here. Let's look at his next coin. Nothing here. I'd like for there to be something really, really cool in here, but it appears as though we've just got a 1953 Lincoln Cent. This one's in pretty decent shape, so it's a pretty nice one. But we don't have anything for variety on the obverse. No variety on the reverse, and it appears that there is no error on this coin either, so it turns out to be just a nice 1953 D Lincoln Cent. That one goes to Wade Reynolds. And number 9. Coin number 9 goes to William Cresson. Bill Cresson. And this one's a little bit odd looking. Appears as though we may have a repunchment mark here, but it is different from the other one. Do we have anything on the eye? We do have a big crack on the head, so that is a good marker for this particular one. You have a big crack on the head. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out just in case it is an RPM. It does appear to be an RPM. If it is, it's kind of a minor one, but it does look like the corners have some notching in them, which tells me that there's two Ds stacked together there that are not in perfect alignment with one another. That's how you can often tell RPMs. You have splits in the serifs. A serif is a corner, a fancy corner on a letter. And a font without serifs, such as this right here, is called sans serif. Sans serif, sans meaning without in French. Serif is a French word. And the serifs that we look at when we're trying to determine a repunchment mark are the ones right here at the top and bottom of the mint mark. You've got a little baby split going on this one, it appears. And it may turn out that these are not RPMs at all, but it does appear that they probably are. Let me get everything situated so they can see this just right. See all that stuff going on the bottom serif there? See that big split on the bottom serif, and then you got a little split on the top serif? It tells me this is an RPM. Repunched mint mark. There's either rocking the little tool that they were using. Looks like a leather punch. It's like one of those little letter punches. And sometimes they rocked them back and forth in the hole when they were punching the mint mark to be sure that they got a nice hard top and nice hard bottom, so it made a nice D. And what they'd end up doing is accidentally moving it over just a little bit while they were doing that, and it would turn out to have a little bit of notching on it because they're changing the position of the letter as they're punching it into the die. And that's what we're looking at here. So let me zoom back out so we can actually do this with some sort of apparent skill. Don't want to say that I have a lot of skill. It's just a matter of it looks like I do. And if it looks like I do, then I just go with it, you know. Was that it's better to keep your mouth shut and make people think you're stupid rather than opening your mouth and removing all doubt? That's kind of where I sit with this. Okay, so we do have another repunched mint mark here. Another coin in the roll. I have a few spots on this one too. Turns out this roll is somewhat spotty. Not as fresh and clean as I'd like for it to be, but nobody could have known. But Ryan gets the fourth different repunchment mark I've seen in this roll so far. Fourth different repunchment mark. Pretty soon I'm going to stop keeping track. Sureg comes next. Let's see what Sureg has. Very spotty coin. Looks like otherwise the obverse is normal. Ended up getting some fingers on it though at one point in time or another. Looks like Larry, the little fat kid with the chocolate cake, got into this bank too. Got his little nasty chocolatey fingers all over our coins. Alright, Sir Ed got himself a normal one here. Let's take a look and see what we get on coin number 12. Coin number 12 is going to go to Steel Horses 2004. And Steel Horses coin is one of our RPMs. This one is a pretty nice little RPM. Let's take a look at the mint mark real quick. I'll zoom us in. Wrong direction, Chuck. And get us some focus. You can see the split at the top, and you can see a split at the bottom. So double split serif, repunch mint mark. Double split serif. That's what we call it. Top and bottom. Sometimes you'll even get triple splits, where you've got actually two notches at the top or the bottom or both on a mint mark. Then you know you've got three different little punchings right there together. Is that they tapped their little tool a few times. Make sure they had a nice strong D on there. What they didn't realize at the time is that they were making little cuts in the corners that we nerds later would find, see, and collect. Is what it is, boys and girls. Alright, that one's going off in the special pile as well as another repunch mint mark in the roll. Here, let's take a look at this coin for Thomas Thomas. Tom, here's your next coin. And let's see. I'm out just a little bit far on this one. I'm going to move it in some. Get a better look at it. Move my light down just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. And it looks like we may have another minor repunch mint mark here. It appears as though that is possible. Let's take a look at the eye on this one. Nothing down in the eye area. Let's take a look around the rest of the design on the obverse. And I'm going to pull this one off as well as a possible minor repunch mint mark. We're going to take a better look at. After I get finished with the reveal, I'll go back through the roll and take a look, see what we've got here. But I do believe we have another repunch mint mark. That's from the way it looks under this particular view. Alright, and that's coin number 13 for Thomas Thomas. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, which one, Steve? I just now saw your comment. I forgot to look a little bit earlier. Most of these are turning out to be mid to late die state. And the one thing that determines your die state is the amount of flow lines you have around, especially the outer edge of the design. This one's a pretty nice one. Now shows at least a doubled mint mark here, possibly tripled. I think I saw three little serif thingies on the top on this one. There's at least two of them there. Looks like there could be a third one. This one's going to be a late die state. You see the flow lines are all pretty long. You've got a lot of flow up around the top of the design. I'd say mid to late. There is one called late mid die state. I think maybe I'd stick with the late mid die state on this. Give us a better chance for progression later on. Some of these markers. Alright, that being another RPM, I'm going to stick it on the RPM pile. So far, our RPM pile is remaining larger than our non-RPM pile, which means that we have more than half a roll of them so far. Stone Cutter. Let's see what Stone Cutter gets. If I can find the coin. Here we go. First thing I see. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. That's a pretty RPM. That one's going to be listed for sure. This one's at least a triple. I'm saying what could be 4 there. It's at least 3 RPMs there. Or 3 mint marks. 1 RPM, 3 mint marks. See what I can do with my lighting here. That's quite nice. But it's just kind of a mess. Yeah, earthquake that day for sure. And you know, these dies were all prepared in the Philadelphia Mint, then they were shipped to Denver for use. So this was done at the Philadelphia Mint. Denver didn't have their own die shop until 1996. That's when they started doing their own dies and their own mint marks and stuff. It was in 96. So it has a little rise out in front of the eye. It looks like it could be another doubled eyelid. Nice earlier die state coin. You can see how sharp everything is on it. So it's an early mid die state. Nice little markers right there. Scratches, die scratches on the face. And let's take a look at the reverse and see what we have on the reverse for this one. This one's definitely going to be one of the nicer listed ones. And it will likely turn out to be a plate coin if we don't find another one that's better than this in the roll. Number 23. Hello, Hawkeye. Okay, so this one could be RPM number 23, or 1mm023. Take a better look at that one a little later on. And here we've got coin number 16 goes to William Crossan, Bill Crossan. And this is another one of the early mint marks that we were pulling out. This one does appear to be a D over D South. Oh, farm dog. Okay. Move this one around in the lamp real quick and see what we can see with regard to any error stuffs on the reverse. I got nothing going on here. So I'm going to move on to the next coin. Got a little RPM on the obverse that we're going to pull this out for. Nothing on the reverse though. And Surag comes up next. And Sureg's coin does look like this. It does not appear to be one of the RPMs. Let me move on it. Quick move in, take a better look. Don't see anything there. It's not the one that we were looking at as a possible doubled eyelid earlier either. So it looks like we have nothing on the obverse on this one, and as with the other ones, we're probably not going to have anything on the reverse, so this is going to turn out to be another normal coin. Got a nice little marker there and a big die chip on the T. But no need for markers if you got nothing to be looking up. Just another coin, but a nice one. That's for Sureg. Sorry about that. For Sureg. And now for coin number 18. Coin number 18 goes to Stonecutter. Stonecutter gets coin number 18. Here's what Stonecutter's coin will look like. It appears as though we do not have an RPM here. No doubled eyelid. Nothing else that I see on the obverse. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse and see if we come up with anything on the reverse. And nothing there. Sounds for Stonecutter. That's coin number 18. Now for coin number 19. We're going to go to Wanda. Not seeing anything really split on this one. I would like for you guys to remember that as we go through these rolls, there is some chance that I could miss something small. I'll be sure and I'll take a look through the roll again later to ensure that I do have everything pulled that needs to be pulled. So do not fret if I happen to miss something that you see in this particular broadcast. I'm going to be looking at all these coins again, at least one more time. Got nothing there. And now coin number 20, Adam Connor. Adam Connor for coin number 20. Here it is. Looks like we got not much of nothing there. No doubled eyelid. No doubling on the obverse. Let's flip it over and look at the reverse. Yeah, nothing there either. Now number 21, Wade Reynolds again. Pretty sure your second one had a booger. Booger under the nose, or just a booger? There's some chance of an extra serif on this one. Maybe I might be seeing another serif on here. So we're going to take this one and pull it out. Separate it with the others. And see what we can see. So Wade, you might have yourself an RPM here. Could be one, would be a minor one if so. Got die scratches on the inside of the ear. We got concentric die scratches on the cheek. You have an anonymous mustache. Alright. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. See if we come up with anything that decidedly needs to be discussed on the reverse. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything here. Well, can't see much of anything when my microscope is playing games with me like that. But we've got nothing. Nothing there. Flip it back over. I'll put it on the maybe pile. Study it as a maybe. Now we go to Eric Beyer. Eric gets... Oh, this one's an RPM. Split up or split lower. So it's going to go on the pile. Quite a number of RPMs for this roll. Too many to pick through and decide on die numbers for at this point in time. So I'll have to go back through everything, separate it, look at them specially one by one. Really nice die crack over the VDB and through the shoulder all the way out to the rim. So it's going to help me with markers for certain. Die break on the top and bottom of the T, on both sides of the top actually. There's one on the left and one on the right. Yeah, it's going to help me a lot identifying this particular die. A few die scratches here and there too. Some spotting that we can see. That's going to go to Eric. On the pile of special coins. Special coins for special people. Paul Hampton comes up next. And Paul Hampton is a special people too. Paul Hampton's getting himself a split serif RPM. A lot of those in this roll. So probably about half the rolls turning out to be RPMs. Some of them a little more minor than others, but all of them will eventually be identified and identifiable. We'll either put a new flip insert with them showing that they are a die number that we can discern, or they'll come back to you too minor to list. Some of them do. Some of them don't. One thing I can guarantee, though, is that all of them will eventually come back. It's just a matter of exactly when. We're looking at about a week out on these right now. I do have just a few more of our initial batch from my move here to go through, and then I'll be finished with that group and be straight up on these. Coin number 24 now, Eric Beyer. Eric Beyer for coin number 24, and this one is a minor repunchment mark, it appears. Looks like the lower serif is a bit split on this one. Now, sometimes that style of D just looks like a split on the lower, kind of like the 1979 D. And I go back through them and I look at the coins in question and have to tell myself, yeah, you picked out a whole bunch of nothing. And that could be the case when I get up in the morning and take a good look at them. And I'll probably find out one way or the other whether or not I had a roll that was actually half full of RPMs, some of them more minor than others, and which ones turn out to be either not listable or not anything. Right now I'm pulling them out as a maybe. That could possibly be a good one, so I'm going to pull it out and take a look at it later, you know? It's not that I'm guaranteeing anything, I guess you might say. Hey, this one is nothing. Nothing on the eye. Nice clean looking coin though. The tripled eyelid on the 1963? Is that the one we're talking about, yo man? Turns out that will be 1963 Philadelphia 1DO020, and it is a tripled eyelid. And they are scarce. I do have one to photograph. I didn't sell as many rolls in that bag as I thought I had sold, and I ended up having a few rolls worth left over, so I went through them to pull out those. I found 2 of them in there. Not common, they're not. I can tell you that for sure. The other one's a lot more common. It's a single doubled eyelid, and it's a lot more common than the tripled eyelid turned out to be. At 26, Paul Hampton. Got another bag though. Another bag that I'm going to bust the stitches on camera when we get to it. We've got it sitting in the corner now. That is an RPM right there. We got it sitting in the corner right now, and it's going to come out in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to bust a bag of 1989 Philadelphia Lincoln Sense 89 plane. 89 plane is a really good year to go through for double dies, both on the obverse and the reverse. Do I have die marker photos listed for the 1963? Not yet. I don't think so. Will be at some point in the near future, but not yet. Get around for anything on this coin. I had not seen anything tells me to pull it out yet. Let me take a look again. Okay, this is a RPM, lower serif RPM for Paul Hampton. That's coin number 26. Lack of water is killing me. Let's see. Coin number 27 is for Andrew Forbes. Take a look here and see what happened to his coin. Looks like a normal mint mark. Normal In God We Trust. Normal Liberty. Flip it over to the reverse. And a normal reverse as well. And number 28 will go to Joe McBride. Joe McBride. And that's going to be an RPM. It's going to be one of the more minor ones, but it will be an RPM. Nothing on the eye. No other doubling around. Take a look at the reverse real quick. Late die state reverse. And it looks like we have no doubling on the reverse. But we do have an RPM, so we're going to take this off and we're going to put it in the RPM pile. Take a much better look at it later. And go on to coin number 29. Mike Birchman here. And Mike Birchman's coin. Looks like it's a minor lower split serif RPM. Looks like it. So we'll be able to pull this one off with the others. And take a look at the reverse. Got nothing of note going on there. I'll put it off to the side with the rest of the minor repunchment marks that we've been finding. And here's coin number 30 for Techstar. And Techstar's coin is not an RPM. It doesn't appear. Same die as the last one. I can tell that because of these die dots down here. Right there. Those die dots match die dots that I saw on the previous coin. I just didn't mention them because there wasn't anything else to mention on there. So, I guess it is a minor repunchment mark. If I put the other one in there, that's the same die pair. So I'll take a better look at that one later too. Yo-Man comes up next. Yo-Man with coin number 31. Yes, that was the 63 bag that I was talking about. And now I have a 1989 bag. It'll come open here in the next week or two. We'll do a 100 coin reveal on those. A lot of nice double dies known for the 1989 issue. 1989s are also not very easy to find in BU. In rolls and such. They are a little more valuable than some of the other years around them. And there's Yeoman's coin. Coin number 32 now. Stonecutter. Stonecutter for coin number 32. Let's take a quick look at this one. This one is a repunchment mark. So Stonecutter gets one with doubled serifs. Take a look on around the rest of the coin and see if there's anything there. We've not found any with hub doubling yet. Other than that one that we think might be a doubled eyelid. I'm going to have to go back over that one quite carefully because it does appear that we only have the one coin. Sometimes when you get only one coin in an original roll like this, it means that you found an anomaly. You found something else that's wrong with a coin that's not what you think it is. That's generally what it means when you don't find more than one. But we'll find out. More or less the easy way. I'll just look at it again. Here's for Eric Beyer. Looks like a minor split lower serif. Hello, Shantanu Singh. Pre-sell some 89 rolls. Oh, I guess that's possible. I don't really think about pre-selling them, but I can do that. I might be able to pre-sell probably half the bag. Nothing there. Minor split lower serif, and that's about it. Here's coin number 34. Goes to Adam Chambers. And coin number 34 looks just like this. Looks like I might have a split lower serif again. Maybe. Might have, maybe. Hey, Bulldog. Yeah, since I'm going to be opening the bag, yeah, sure, I could probably pre-sell rolls out of it. Okay, a maybe lower split serif. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick and see if there's anything major going on there that we can see quickly and easily. Nothing there. So we're going to put this in the minor split serif category. And go on and look at coin number 35. Coin number 35 is going to go to Adam Connor. That one's definitely got... Well, there's a really nice upper split on that one. You can definitely see that one. And definitely an RPM here. Let's keep looking around. No doubled eyelid. Nothing that I can see in the motto. Nothing on Liberty. Let's take a look at the reverse. Nothing in the center. And nothing on E Pluribus Unum. So that one's going to come off as a repunchment mark for sure. Now coin number 36 goes to Farm Dog. We are definitely finding more RPMs than we're not in this roll. This one is not. This one is definitely not. And what else do we have here? Anything? Okay, that is not a doubled eyelid. Wrong direction. That's right, we listen to coin roll hunting. So I got to learn how to do the blow-by-blow on the coin roll hunting. And he winds up for the pitch. And straight across the plate for strike one. Is that how we do it? Alright, so we got nothing there on Farm Dog's coin. Seems to be very few of them that we have nothing on, but that one happened to be one of them. Let's take a look at coin number 37. This one's going to go to Steel Horses. Steel Horses 2004. And I'm going to take a look at the coin. We do not have anything for the RPM area. We don't seem to have a double eyelid either. Get this centered under the light just right. There we go. Nothing for the eyelid, and we have nothing for In God We Trust. And nothing on Liberty on this one. Now flip it over and see what the other side brings us. I'm not seeing it there either, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this one off, put it in the holder. Yeah, it's coin number 37 now. And for coin number 38. Coin number 38 goes to Wanda. And Wanda is going to pick up. You know, this one's not a repunchment mark either. Either, neither, neither. Whichever way you want to say. Why are some enders... Hang on a second. Get this thing so I can actually read everything everybody says. There we go. Why are some enders toned and others not? Is it environmental, humidity, acid in the paper? The answer to that is yes. It's pretty much all of those things. All of them or any of them. It could be a matter of heat, storing in constantly changing temperatures, wrapped up in tissue paper and stored for a number of years in the old style tissue paper. It had the acidic color in it. There's a number of things that can make coins tone. About 95% of the ways that you can tone coins in a quick hurry are easily detectable by people who know what they're looking at, especially grading companies like NGC and PCGS. They can tell in a quick hurry. So they don't grade the ones that have been monkeyed with. They don't grade the ones that have the artificial toning colors on them. They just send them back to you in what is known as a body bag, which is a baggie with a little label sticker printed that says environmental damage or whatever it says. Artificial toning, questionable color. Thank you, Steve. There's a number of different things that they can say. After this coin right here, I'm going to take a real quick minor break, just about 30 seconds, get my whistle wet again so I can talk some more. But while I'm getting my whistle wet, I'm going to bring up a picture for you. Here's the end of that coin. It's coin number 39. Turned out to be relatively normal. I'm going to bring up a picture for you real quick. It's going to be the Colors of Fall special auction event coming up on Tuesday, October the 20th. We're going to have all kinds of coins that have all kinds of beautiful color on them. A lot of these that you see here are coins that were graded by NGC. So these are in NGC holders. All right, there we go. Be sure you're here this next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. That's our big auction event for the toned coins. This goes to Andrew Forbes. Let's see what Andrew Forbes ended up with here. Well, it is an RPM. This is one of the nicer RPMs we've been pulling out of this roll. So congrats to Andrew. He's going to get himself a pretty nice coin, even though this does have a few little carbon flecks on it. Yeah, that 39S, I call it the peacock coin. It's probably one of the nicer tone coins I've ever handled. It has beautiful peacock coloring on both sides. Full rainbow of colors on both sides. It's graded NGC MS65 red brown. And it will be available at the auction on Tuesday evening. Trust me, there will be a reserve on that one. Coin number 41 here goes to Bill Crusson. Let's see what you get, Mr. William. Seeing a little minor split lower serif on this one as well. So we do have another repunch mint mark. This one's probably another example of a die that we've already pulled out of the roll. I haven't really been paying attention. Toning and luster can coexist. In fact, they do often. You're not going to get a coin graded in a 66 holder if you don't have luster. And I have at least 5 of them in this sale that are graded 66 red brown or 66 brown, and they have beautiful color. So toning and luster can coexist. The one place that they can't really coexist quite so easily is in the photography. When you're taking photos of coins, you either have to flood the light onto the coin so you get the picture of the color, and that's going to wash out your luster. It's not washing the luster off the coin, it's just washing it out of the photo. There's Andrew Forbes again. But if you put your lighting at the angles where you see toning, or where you see the luster really well, you're kind of going to cut out the toning, because you're not going to see as much of the different colors of the toning, because you're only lighting half of the flow lines so that you can see the luster. It's kind of like this shot right here. If I had really good toning above In God, it's kind of in a dark area, so you're not really going to see it very well. Well, that's because this lighting is more suited for luster. You can see the flow lines there. You see those flow lines, that tells you that you've got light only shining in from the upper left on the photo. In the bottom right of the photo, you don't have any light. Well, with taking photos of color, you will flood the entire coin with light so you can see all of those pockets of color everywhere, all over the coin. That just kind of takes away your ability to see the luster. So, but no, it's not something that can't coexist on the coins. It is something that can't coexist easily in the photos. So, coin number 43. Number 43 will go to Tim Morell. Timothy Morell. And we have, it appears to be a lower split serif. Lower split serif on a fat D. You're very welcome, Shantanu Singh. And pull this up here. See what we have on the reverse of this one. Looks like nothing there. I'm going to put Tim's coin off to the side because I did find a minor split serif on his as well. And now for coin number 44. Coin number 44, Paul Hampton. Mr. Paul Hampton will get what appears to be, as soon as my microscope decides to quit acting up, it does have a split lower serif. So this is another RPM. A bunch of RPMs in here. Got more RPMs than I do regular coins in this roll, that's for sure. Well over half of this roll turned out to be RPMs, or at least prospective RPMs, what appear to be RPMs. Something I'll be looking at a little bit closer once we get finished with this show. I'll go back through the roll and take a look at all the coins up close to properly identify and attribute what is going on with these coins. So that's Paul Hampton's coin number 44. Now to look at coin number 45, we're going to go to Yeoman. Yeoman's coin number 45 is, Be a minor lower split serif RPM again. Nothing else on that side. Let's take a look at the reverse. Bottom of the one. Most of the time, the bottom of the one on these coins from the 40s and 50s are going to have a little notch on them, and that's very normal. They must have had this at an angle right there. Looks like doubling on the bottom of the one. That is not actually doubling. That's just part of the design. I've learned over the years to skip over it, so I don't even notice it when it's there. All right, number 46 now. I'm going to go to Wanda. And look just at the mint mark area on this. That one is one of our repunch mint marks. And take a look at the other rest of the area real quick. Nothing on the obverse. Nothing else on the reverse. It's one of those RPM. Lots of RPMs. Love this. Lots of RPMs. Coin number 47 goes to Ryan Havoc. And this is coin number 47 in the roll. Ryan gets himself a minor lower split serif RPM. Take a look around the rest of the features. I have to go down and walk the dog as soon as I get done with this. I do see the same markers showing up over and over again, which tells me that I do have a few die pairs that continue to repeat, which tells me indefinitely that this is an original roll. Just wasn't very well stored because it ended up with a bunch of little black spots on it. All right, now number 48, Steel Horses. This one looks like a minor lower split serif as well. Got 2 or 3 different dies showing up in here that keep coming on over and over again, which is a good thing, of course. How did I learn? I guess I've been doing it since about 1980. So I've got a little bit of experience. I think that's pretty much what really sealed the deal for me. I mean, I do have all the different books on Lincoln Cents. I don't skip any of them. I've looked at pretty much every one that existed. Gleaned out of them what I did. I learned from them. Gathered information that, you know, I'm not even sure where I got a lot of the information that I have because I found it from so many different sources. It's all upstairs in my noggin now, so there's another one with a minor split serif RPM. That's why you pay me the big bucks. Right, exactly. Can't forget that fact. Got a nice coin here. This has got very few marks on the cheek and jaw area. Very bright looking coin. And we flip this one over. We take a look at the reverse real quick and see if there's anything on the reverse worth talking about. And that's going to be coin number 49. Coin number 49 to Tim Morrell. It is a minor lower split serif RPM, so we are going to move it to the side as well. And the last one, coin number 50 goes to Robert Adams. And Mr. Robert Adams will pick up this coin right here. And this one looks normal. Earlier die state, very nice coin. Come on. It's got very flashy luster on it. It's freaking my camera out. But it turns out to be an earlier die state coin that is normal. Gosh, yeah, I love the condition of this guy. Very nice looking coin. All normal on the reverse. And so here's what we end up with. We have a large pile of repunchment marks that turns out, repunchment marks and or double dies, that turns out to be more than half the roll. And then we've got less than half the roll in normal coins. So I will be going through this later. I have to unfortunately let you guys go now because I got to go down and take care of my dog. But I appreciate it, folks. Thank you very much for stopping by. We will be back into it tomorrow. I'm going to bring it up sometime around noon. I'm going to get started. But I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let me find my stop button here. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Peace and love to all.